welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Greetings and welcome. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to the live. My name is Dr. Nana Gyesie of Inner Mileage Coaching, and we're here to reanalyze how you get to freedom. That's all we're going to be talking about today. Welcome in today. Today we're going to be talking about pain, how to transmute pain into power in simple terms. How to transmute pain into power. So what is the sacred intelligence of pain, and how do you transmute and transcend pain into power? This is the focus today. Hey, Nunu, greetings to you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. This is what we're talking about today, transmuting pain into power. Transmuting pain into power. This is what we're talking about. Welcome in, welcome in. Pain into power. This is what we're talking about. Happy Monday to you, wherever you are. And we are talking today about the sacred intelligence of pain, how empaths can transcend pain and transmute lifetimes of suffering. This is what the focus is today. So share this with somebody who you think can benefit from this. This is what we're talking about today. This is what we're talking about today. How to transmute pain, the sacred intelligence of pain. How empaths can transcend and transmute lifetimes of suffering. The sacred intelligence of pain. This is what we're talking about today. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Spread the message. And the way this would work is I will go through my talk for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll open it up for questions, whether the questions are text-based questions or particularly on Instagram and TikTok, you can video call. But for YouTube, many text-based questions. But again, welcome in. Hi, Coach Eugenia. Welcome in. Welcome in. Today, we're talking about the sacred intelligence of pain and how empaths can transcend pain and transmute lifetimes of suffering. This is what we're talking about today. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're talking about the lifetime of overcoming pain. So what is the sacred intelligence of pain, and how can empaths transcend and transmute lifetimes of suffering or pain? This is what it's about. So there's no bypassing on this. We're just getting straight to it, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nunu. Really appreciate it. We're just sharing the information on what it is, why it is, and then if you want to know how to overcome it, that's where the booking a transformational complimentary session for alignment can help. But anyway, I'm so glad, Coach Eugenia. This is what it's about. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes or so. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the heart, the realist. I appreciate that. Welcome in. What are we talking about today? The sacred intelligence of pain and how empaths can transcend lifetimes of suffering. And that's exactly what DMX is talking about in this song, Slipping. Talking about how he analyzed his pain and overcame it. Let me restart this, right? So for those who are just joining, my name is Dr. Nana Gyesie, and today we're going to be talking about the sacred intelligence of pain, how empaths can transcend and transmute lifetimes of suffering. Hi, Tower Peter. Hopefully we're going to answer some of your questions, and then at a later time we can accept your request to talk, okay? In about 10, 15 minutes. I know, baby grouper. Thank you very much. Hi, Donnell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. Yeah, and hi, Toa. If you're really in a hurry to talk, just book a free session on my website, innermileage.com, and we can talk further. Welcome to the live. Today we're going to be talking about, hey, John, welcome in. I'm going to the Christian Noah's Ark. I like that. Okay, live free. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Boss Toxic, what it is. How do we stop? We're going to talk about all that. Nexus, survivor. Oh, God. We're going to talk. Don't worry. They're trying for you. But don't worry. This is what we're going to cover today. So to set the scene, this is the so-called Darkman X or DMX talking about pain. This is Slipping. Woo! He knows about pain because he lived in group homes and foster homes, and he's a chosen one, although he's passed away. DMX, the great Al Simmons, Slipping. So for those who are just joining, today we're going to talk about pain, the sacred intelligence of pain, and how empaths can transcend and transmute lifetimes of suffering. This is what we're talking about. So let me turn the volume down on this and we can get started. So let's just get started. See, for those who are just joining, my name is Dr. Nana Gyesie, and I am the resident shaman, leadership guide, and transformational coach here at Inner Mileage, where we help folks understand the trauma-based basis of limiting self-beliefs and how to understand it, take inspired action to live a resonant life right here, right now. And today, I want to address you not merely with compassion, but with uncompromising truth. And the truth is this. You and I were not designed to live in perpetual suffering. Yet for most of us, pain has been a lifelong companion. It has been. It has shaped you. It has crushed you. And for many of you, it has awakened you and left marks across your soul that no one else seems to notice, let alone understand. And the world teaches us to fear pain, to run from it, to drown it out, to anesthetize it with performance, with numbing, with all kinds of medicines, with consumption, and with distractions cleverly disguised as success. But I'm not here to offer anesthetics. You know it. I'm here to offer liberation, if that's what you're here for. Freedom. And liberation begins not in fleeing from pain, but in turning into it. This is very Buddhist, Don Marie. Yes, we'll talk about that blessed for life. Let me say this again. Liberation begins not in fleeing from pain, but in turning towards it, to dissect it, decode it, and ultimately transmute your pain into power. And today we're going to cover all of this. And if you're ready to really reclaim yourself, not just survive, but truly dominate your reality, then listen closely. Because everything you thought you knew about pain is about to be dismantled. Everything. So let's talk about pain. Let's analyze pain. Let's decode it. And I'll start by saying pain is not an accident. It's not an accident at all. And pain is not punishment either. And for many of us, pain is not even a malfunction. Oh, there's something wrong with me. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I don't know. Pain is law. And at the biological level, pain is the brain's brilliant attempt to capture your attention. Hello, ethereal empress. Let me say it again. At the biological level, pain is the brain's brilliant attempt to capture your attention. Because when you're physically wounded, pain signals from the injured site and it races through your spinal cord into your brain's anterior cortex and insula, the same place where you have emotional distress, near the amygdala. And science proves what mystics have always taught, that the body and soul are woven together as one living fabric. And at the quantum level, pain arises when your energetic soul falls out of coherence with your highest design. Let me say that again. Yes. I'm getting your name wrong, but you get what I'm saying. Let me say this again. Excuse me. At the quantum level, pain arises when your energetic body, slipping, you got it, falls out of coherence with your highest design. And disturbances in the manifest field are symptoms of distortion in your unmanifest field. In other words, when you feel pain, it means something is wrong. Emotional pain, it means you're not supposed to be where you are. Alhamdulillah, walk with peace. Bismillah Rahim Rahman. We're about everything, all about truth. Okay? Not just cultural representations of spirituality, but all truth. Walk with peace. Peace and life to you. So disturbances in your field show that there's something wrong. This is what physicist Dave Bohm talks about. I love David Bohm, especially his talks with Jiddu Krishnamurti, but I digress. So spiritually, every true tradition warns you that there will be suffering. In fact, in Buddhism, the first noble truth is life is suffering. Life is suffering. That's the first noble truth. Then you listen to, even from the Christian perspective, what Jesus said in his prayer in Gethsemane. Pain. Or in the Quran, where the assurance is that hardship is always paired with ease. Therefore, suffering or pain is not a deviation from your path. It's not. It is the path. Well, it's depressing, but we're going to talk about why it's not depressing. Blessed for life. You see, mathematically, pain is a necessary chaos preceding complexification. What do I mean? In chaos theory, without destabilization, no high order can emerge. Hence the term, out of chaos comes order. Khadija, Bismillah Rahim Rahman. Yes, my grandfather was Muslim. So let me say this again. In chaos theory, it says there cannot be destabilization before order. Therefore, out of chaos comes order. Out of pain comes peace. In other words, the old self must collapse for the higher self to arise. The old self must die. Exactly, a theory of Empress. And esoterically, in the hidden sciences, pain is the inevitable crucible for the alchemical transmutation. So without pain, you can't transmute anything. Pain is how you transmute the false into real. Pain is your initiation. It is the sacred disruption. Think about any great person who did anything on this planet that you care about. Malcolm X. Malcolm X had to go to prison. Nelson Mandela went to prison. Mother Teresa lived an avowed life of poverty. Just give me a name of someone you admire who made a difference. You realize they used pain and transmuted that pain. Or even DMX, who I'm playing in the background, grew up in group homes and was abused, and then he was chosen. So pain is your initiation. But let me talk about the utility of pain. What's the usefulness of pain? I know, Adriana, you don't worry. You see, I understand what you're saying. Matt Jones, I hear you. Ellie, how you doing? Liz from New York, we're in this together. Knock survivor, just like the dark night of the soul, you have to go through it. Voila, you said it. So let me explain the usefulness or the utility of pain. We're in this together, Theory Princess. Pain is not your enemy. Let me just say this. Pain ain't your enemy. Pain is not your enemy. I don't know how else to say it. Pain is not your enemy. Hear me when I say this. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is an informant. Siddhartha, voila. Pain is an informant. It's your alarm system. Pain is your midwife into a greater existence because pain forces presence. See, when you're in pain, you've got to be present unless you numb yourself. Now, let me give you some evidence. In neuroscience, it's scary, I know, Matilda, but pain is an informant, Dawn Marie. It is. Brett Ellie Bar, empathy. I grew up with a knock father. Now my wife and best friend, 6'11" for 20 years. With 2 years of healing and being a better. That's what you've used your pain for, Brett Ellie Bar. So pain forces presence, as I said. And there's neuroscience evidence that shows that pain, especially acute pain, lights up your brain's executive centers, the prefrontal cortex, the amygdala, and pain pulls you into the depth of focus that no meditation retreat can replicate. Somebody tell me if I'm just talking to myself. Because pain is the ultimate mindfulness accelerator. You said it, Dawn Marie. It's the ultimate mindfulness accelerator, whether you ask for it or not, which is why it seems to take over your imagination when you're in pain. Secondly, I should say, or a secondary point is that pain reveals boundary violations. You see, pain reveals boundary violations. This is what happens. You see, pain reveals boundary violations. So if your boundaries have been breached, right, pain will tell you that that's happened. And this is how you transmute it. You see, this is how you transmute it. This is what happens. So empaths, we as empaths are taught to sacrifice our instincts and betray our bodies and collapse our boundaries to maintain love and safety. This is why the pain in narcissistic abuse always broached our boundaries. But every time you abandon yourself, pain recorded the crime. Because abandoning yourself is a crime to yourself. And pain flares up when your sovereignty is also breached. Pain is the forensic investigator pulling you directly to the scene of betrayal. And pain also accelerates your soul growth. I'm talking about the utility of pain. Because pain is a precursor to the birth of new fractal geometries in you. You said it, because pain is a polarity, Garrett 9. Out of pain comes ease. Out of sadness comes happiness, right? That's the law of polarity. So pain, as I said earlier, is a precursor to new realities, new possibilities. Likewise, your life must break down in order to break through. Because no one escapes pain. First noble truth, life is suffering. Because without pain, you would forever remain frozen in lower dimensional patterns. Because you realize that exactly, no pain, you said it, no, that's exactly it. Because pain is a ruthless but loyal evolutionary agent. Let me be even more direct. I am here with you today, this Monday, the 28th of April, new moon, because of all the pain that I went through and all the pain that I overcame and all the pain that I've transmuted and keep transmuting, just like you. So what are the causes of pain, especially for empaths escaping narcissistic abuse with Matilda? I'm so glad. You see, what are the causes of pain? What are the causes? Ellie, with pain reveals back. Exactly, you said it. So what are the causes of pain? I know we all know what the causes of pain are, right? But I'm going to go through it. Your pain has roots that predate your current life story. Because you inherited pain through ancestral imprinting. Did you hear me? You inherited pain. This is the intergenerational dynamic of pain. And from an epigenetic standpoint, science proves that trauma leaves marks on your DNA expression. So if your mother or father were traumatized and they pass it on to you, boom. If they got it from your grandparents who were traumatized, boom. If they got it from their grandparents, great-grandparents, then your great-great-grandparents, then your great-great-great-great-grandparents. The metrics as follows. Pain came from your 2 parents, even if you knew them or didn't grow up with them. Then your 4 grandparents, then the 8 before them, then the 16 before them, then the 32 before them, then the 64 before them, then the 128 before them, then the 256 before them, and the 512 before them. You have the imprints of 1,000 people in your DNA from 400 and 500 years. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? Somebody tell you look exactly like a grandparent of yours that was born in 1770. I'm trying to tell you something. You see? So children of trauma survivors carry the molecular shadows of wars, like you've been in wars, even though you never fought those wars. You said it, Matilda. That is so brilliant. You absorb pain through narcissistic energetic infiltration. Narcissistic abuse isn't just psychological, it's quantum. The lesson is over. So through trauma bonding, your nervous system was hijacked into addiction due to inconsistencies, betrayal, Adriana, and humiliation. And you chose pain through purposeful soul contracts, because before you came on this planet, your soul or your not soul agreed to certain trials. So you wake up at this time, not for punishment, but for acceleration. Pain was chosen. Of course, narcissists are children of the Most High, but they might be reborn in a lower realm because karma is karma. Jai Soul? That's a funny question. So finally, pain intensifies through self-fragmentation. So as long as you keep betraying yourself, your psyche splits and you start to dissociate more and more and more and more. Thank you, Don Marie, and more. And pain becomes the bridge back to wholeness. A beacon drawing you to reclaim the lost parts of yourself. Because when the pain becomes too much, you have to say, I can't do this. I remember nights laying on a yoga mat looking at the scene and saying, how did I get here? How did this happen to me? How? Never again. Never. Never. How did I get here? Why? Help me. Never again. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? You are not your pain. You see, the ordinary person flees from pain. Yet the extraordinary person says, let me analyze this pain. Of course, Jarul, a narcissist can be in a relationship with another narcissist. They are karma too, particularly after leaving you, the empath. You see, first of all, how do you analyze pain? This is heavy. Thank you, Adriana. First is to detach. Detach because you need to realize you are not your pain. You are not your pain. You are not your pain. Your pain is information. You are not your pain. Pain is a phenomenon occurring within your awareness, but it's not your identity. Although most of us have created prosthetic identities rooted in our pain. Stop that. It's a prosthetic. Well, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not going to tell you stop that. Do what you want. That's me being a coach again. Secondly, how do you analyze pain? So locate the pain. Because pain localizes itself. Do I feel it in my chest? Is it in my heart? Is it in my head? Is it in my guts? Is it in my throat? Oh, Nana said, give thanks. Yeah, blessed. Nana said, Minya. You see, because each location in you carries a specific energetic signature. Thank you, Dawn Marie. One love, yeah? And the third is to decode your pain. What is the truth being hidden here? Like right now, whatever pain you have, whether it's physical or emotional or psychological, what boundary have I violated against myself? And by the way, the pain you refuse to deal with psychologically will become the disease you have to go to the doctor for. Because the National Institute of Health has a study that shows that nearly all diseases have emotional roots. So bypassing the pain can make you sick. You see, pain will answer you if you interrogate it with reverence. You deal with pain like a best friend. Hey, pain, what have you come to show me? Oh, pain, what are you revealing to me with my finances? Pain, what are you revealing to me with my relationships? Pain, what are you revealing to me about my job? Pain, what are you revealing to me about everything that I do? Pain, what are you revealing to me about my health? What are you revealing? And then bless the pain and reclaim the energy trapped within the pain. But more of this if we were to work together. We'll get more into the how if we're to work together. You see, because you have to realize that suppressing your pain, of course, Jaru, what are you going to do? Escape the pain or numb the pain? Nine. You see, when you go to a meditation retreat, let me give you an example, particularly in the Theravada Buddhist tradition. The whole point is the ability to sit down and meditate for up to 8 hours a day in silence. And some of the instructions you're given is when you sit in lotus position, and I'm going on a retreat in about 2 weeks, right? I do this every year, a couple times a year. When you sit in lotus position, you will suddenly feel your knees hurting you, your body saying this is unnatural. And the instruction is analyze the pain before you move. Of course, if you need to move, move. And the analysis of your pain, you realize how knee-jerk the brain becomes. And that part of the brain that's knee-jerk the pain. Oh. That's called the habit mind in Buddhism. And analyzing your pain and being with it is how you transcend the limitations of the body. Of course, at some point, you still have to move, you see? So I'm talking to you about how to transcend pain. You transcend pain not by denying it, but by outgrowing its vibrational field, you see? And we're going to take some questions soon. So when you visualize your future as already healed, quantum mechanics tells us that the act of observation collapses probability into reality. Translation, the moment you pay attention to something, you make it real. So if you pay attention to your pain and things are going to overwhelm you, of course it's going to overwhelm you. If you pay attention to the pain to understand it and transmute it, of course it will give you signals on how to transmute it. That's it. The shield is your boundary. You said it. Global pain becomes a shield to protect you in future. Exactly. So you don't want to protect yourself of pain. You want to transmute the pain. And in transmute the pain, what you do is you close karmic loops, right? Such as burning letters, walking through ritual fire, declare disclosure, because your nervous system needs something to say, I am dealing with this pain. So how do you transmute? I'm going to end very soon and take some questions. How do you transmute your pain? How do you transmute your pain into power? First is to really recognize narcissist Jaru lives in a constant state of pain. Why do you think they are narcissists, Jaru? Being a narcissist is to be hell. Not only does a narcissist live in hell, the narcissist is hell. So they live in constant pain. Why do you think everything with a narcissist hurts you? Because you have to imagine this. A person cannot give you what they don't have. A person can only give you what they have. So if you engage with a narcissist and you feel pain and confusion, it's because That's the permanent state of the narcissist, Ja Rule. You see me? So transmuting your pain into power is to realize that pain is a weapon of luminous power. Exactly, Matilda. Dawn Marie. You see? The shield is your boundary. You see, first extract from pain. What have you come to teach me? Come on, treat pain like a friend. Come, sit down. What do you want me to know? Thank you for coming. And now, thank you for making me more intelligent. This is what you do. This is what you do. And then you become the embodiment of triumph over annihilation. Because in conclusion, although you were cursed, you were never cursed. You were constructed. And every betrayal you've been through, at least every betrayal I went through, sharpened my discernment. Hurt people. Hang on. Every collapse deepened my own resilience. Exactly, Indigo Starseed. Exactly, Adriana. How to deal with narcissists in the workplace? Yellow rock, if you have to engage with them. You see, you're not a victim of life. You are the blacksmith of your destiny. Lady Smith Black Mambazo. Pain was the forge. Pain is your inheritance. Reclaim it and shift it. You see, because when you focus on the law of polarity is how you shift from pain to purpose. You see, this is what it's about. This is the whole kit and caboodle. So let's take some questions here. Right? Answer some questions. Let me turn the volume down. This is the whole thing. This is how you transmute, because pain is information. Pain on the surface seems to have come. You see, we live in the world of illusions. So when you start to think about the world of illusions, you want to go from illusions to clarity. And you've been told that pain is bad when it isn't. You see, pain is only here to help you transmute. But if you're unconscious, pain will intimidate you. Pain will turn you away. Pain will make you feel afraid. You see, this is what happens. Pain will scare you. Thank you very much, Terra Charms. It's a messenger. That's all it is. Hey, Yvonne, how are you?
Hi.
There we go. So tell us, what's on your mind in regards to pain, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good today. How are you?
Life is good. So tell us, what's on your mind?
Well, when you were talking about pain, I was thinking, I am a mother. I have 2 adult daughters. And when I gave birth to them, it was very painful. So when you go through pain, when you're transforming, it's going to be painful. But the end product is so wonderful. And the thing about the human body is that when a woman has a child, there's a hormone that we produce that has you forget the intensity of the pain that you go through. So when you go through this pain, and I told my daughter one day, we were talking about something similar like this, and I said, I feel like I've transformed into the Incredible Hulk with all that I have gone through, except when I get angry, I don't, I control it. But the pain is worth it, because what you birth through the pain.
I'm
sorry.
No, say that. What you birthed through the pain, and then we lost you.
I said the pain that you go through is the beautiful thing that you will become, that you're supposed to be. It's like when you don't go through the pain, you're like a seedling that has not germinated, and you're not grown. So you're a sitting seed waiting for the fertilizer of pain to help you grow and cultivate. So
wow,
does that make sense?
It does. So what? Tell you feel like you have an Incredible Hulk. What does that mean for anyone who's dealing with pain today?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be the Incredible Hulk?
Well, if you think about the story of the Hulk and how he was even created, through an accident, he had to learn how to control that emotion that was there. So a lot of times when you go through pain, you're having to learn how to navigate your emotions where you can actually stay in a healthy place transform through the pain. So it's a conscious awareness of your emotions. And honestly, it can be scary to really see who you really are and what you need to work on.
You said it. Even pain is information.
Like they say in the gym, no pain, no gain. That is so true. What's worth fighting for is worth going through. And you're worth fighting for.
You are worth fighting for. You heard that? You are worth fighting for. Those words. You are worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. Beautiful words, Yvonne. Beautiful words. Beautiful words. And I always appreciate your energy, your positivity, and transmitting from your experience. That's really appreciated. Yeah. Sending you good energy this week. And whatever comes your way as pain be transmuted into power.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much, Yvonne. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Ciao, 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 ciao. You see, pain, you are worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. You are worth fighting. And this is a song from Soul, Fight for Love. Fight for love, because you are worth fighting for. The fear of pain is pain, Jaiso. But once you understand that, then what do you do with that information? Let's get some folks out here. If you want to come in and ask some questions, I'll just invite some random folks. And if you want to come in, because this is about all of us, not just me, right? Yeah, let's get a few folks in here. Let's see. Hi, Miss Wonder Woman. I love the name. How you doing? Hi, Miss Wonder Woman. Can you hear us? Okay, and that's.
Thank you. I'm doing well.
Hi, Nunu. How you doing?
How are you today? Good morning.
I'm well. Good to be here with you. Tell us, what has been your relationship with pain?
Okay, well, my relationship with pain has been consistent. It's actually been the only consistent thing in my life that I noticed, right? Because I've learned that once I got diagnosed with ADHD and autism.
I'm sorry, there's a little bit of feedback in your background. Is there any way you can? Okay, there we go. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay, and it's like I was with the autism and stuff. I pick up on patterns easily. But that's been the only thing that's been consistent. It's the pain. And with my relationship with pain, at first I was running from it for like a long time. And then once I faced it, I cried a lot, but it helped so much. It helped uncover patterns. It helped me make a better way for myself going forward with my children. Because once you face the truth, you are doing more than just facing the truth.
Wow.
You're facing the truth, but you're educating yourself. You are enlightening yourself about something that you can stop. That's how the cycle stop, I believe.
Wow.
Face your fears and your fears will disappear.
Wow. So what does pain tell you when it arises for you, Nunu?
It tells me that I need to sit still and I need to get to writing. Or it seems like every time I'm in here, that's why I said what I said this morning. I come on your page. You played the DMX song. I've been listening to this song for like almost 2 weeks straight now.
You've been listening to Slipping?
Yeah, because I'm trying not to go backwards. See, my mom died in 2016. I've been on a really, really hard healing journey. After she died, my boyfriend died. Then my little cousin was murdered. It was so much. And her husband put us out. I lived with my mom until I was 30. She died when I was turning 30, and my dad was turning 50. But he put us out when she died. I never lived alone. I never lived without her. Pain has showed me that I don't like the word strong. Pain is showing me that I am resilient.
Nunu, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you. How come I'm playing this song and you've been listening to this for 2 weeks straight? What?
Like, I just had a daughter. I got 2 boys, 18 and 17. My daughter gonna be 1 on May 1st. And the only part it kept sticking out, like I smoke weed and I'm trying to stop drinking and stuff, right? And then he always say, I got to do the right thing for shorty, and that means no more getting high drinking 40s.
Why are you crying, Nunu? Tell me, why are you crying?
I don't know. These are even sad tears. This is like
happy tears.
Because I'm in the middle of coming out. I've been down for a long time.
Nunu, my sister.
I like to cry when girls have cried having their baby.
I love this. There's no one like you, Nunu. Look at me. Can you see me? Look in my eyes. There's no one like you. You are truly amazing. And you know what the Creator wanted you to hear today? The Creator wanted you to hear that song, Slip It. Because how on earth am I playing Slip It when you can listen to this straight up? This is how you know God is always with you. The Mother Father is always with you. You see what I'm saying to you? You are amazing, and the best is just about to come. You know, when you said you're either ADHD or autistic, you're a decoder. You see? And the Matrix doesn't want decoders because decoders see through everything. You see? That's why you felt like you couldn't do it on your own, but you can do everything. You know why you can do everything? You know why you can do everything? Because you're not the one who's going to be doing it. All you have to do is be in faith and take inspired action. That's it.
But I know God's so good to me. I came from a gated community in Missouri.
Yeah.
My stepdaddy put us out and put us in a project thinking that was bad.
Yeah.
My favorite sermon is Left for Dead by T.D. Jakes. They didn't leave me for dead. They just left.
Wow.
The Lord say he'll take you into the wilderness and teach you things.
Wow.
If this ain't the wilderness, then what is it? I live in an apartment right in front of the woods.
Wow.
It's nothing but woods in the back of my house.
Wow.
My mama and my boyfriend died.
Wow.
When I moved over here, I'm talking about two red birds in the car. Two red birds in the blue jay just kept coming to me. Just kept coming like for months until I felt better, literally. Blue jays represent truth. The dark red bird is a male. The light red bird is a female. I just told you I lost my mom and my boyfriend.
That was them. That was them and those birds. You know?
Even if I was in a house cleaning up.
That's exactly it.
The window and the bird would be darting across, or just sitting on this little stick in front of my window, just looking in my window.
Exactly. They always come to me, but the ones that come to me often are crows and ravens. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but look, and last night I had to go to the hospital for my blood pressure. The nurse that seen me had a tattoo of a tree with no leaves on it with two red birds on it.
You are amazing, Nunu. And I want to confirm for you today that you just entered a portal. What we are representing for you is a portal to your divine nature. That's all it is. And I'm just reflecting.
You said fear is just a portal?
We are a portal today. You've just entered a new portal, and you know it.
Oh.
You know it.
Because I'm just so drawn to this channel. You always like so truthful. You talk about the things I want to talk about is pain stuff, or about God, or about what went wrong. Because you gotta dissect their heart, right, for the lesson. Like Kevin Gates said, dissect heartbreak for the lesson.
You said it.
They don't want to dissect it. They just want to get their heart broken and go to the next person.
You know, and I want you to believe in what has happened today, not because it's on this channel, but because we are all earth angels, and the divine uses all of us for each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what seemed like it's going to break you is actually the point of your rebirth, right? And like Yvonne was saying a little while ago. You see what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes.
So go forth, and what was that song from Mint Condition? You don't have to hurt no more. That's you.
Yes. Right. I've been purposely doing things to make me feel good or make me happy. Because I noticed I was so tripped up on others abandoning me. I abandoned myself in the process.
You will no more. And I want you to know in all that you do this week, Nunu, good energy, good vibration, and you know who you are. And you know who you are because I'm confirming it for you. because it helps to have confirmation, not validation, but confirmation. I see you and I feel you, and just go forth and transmute that pain into power. You heard me?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And the last thing I want to share with you.
Yes.
I know God is with me. When I say heart show up for me and everything, it was a heart, like a hole. You know how you get chips with a hole in the middle? It was a heart in the middle of my chip. I cook a lot. The potato was shaped like a heart. My chicken patty, a heart. My son was outside at nighttime, brought a stone in. The rock is a definite shape of a heart down to the pointy end. But before that, we used to have these people come to the projects and do church on the street with us. And my son brought me a rose home, and I said, "What's this for?" He said, "From church on the street." And I said, "Well, yeah, thank you. What was today's lesson and stuff?" He was like, today's lesson was that God will give you a heart of flesh for your heart of stone.
Wow.
But after he told me that, that's when he found that.
Wow.
But I'm talking about even a plant next to my door. I've been living here for 8 years. 8 is the number of completion.
Oh, Yvonne just said 8.
Man, this plant in front, it's a plant with nothing but heart leaves. The dirt spot in my grass is a heart.
Heart leaves, and you said it. 8. So you mentioned 8 is the number of completion, and you know what? What is it? You know what is it? Well, you know what is in my logo for Inner Mileage?
I'm sorry. You said, do I know what's in what?
In the logo for my company is the infinity symbol. What does the infinity symbol look like sideways?
8.
Thank you very much. You need more? Do you need more confirmation, Nunu? Or do you have enough?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Oh, Nunu.
Talk about a class. How can I'll pay. I just want to have a one-on-one session.
Yeah. Of course. So for now, you can book a free session on my website, innermileage.com. Let's see if we can resonate and work together. And in June, I'll be putting some updates in this. I'm going to have a masterclass, a weekend masterclass, 2 days on escaping narcissistic abuse. So stay tuned for that as well. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nunu. One love always, and keep shining your light, and don't slip. Keep slipping upwards. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
All right, peace. Thank you, peace. This is what it is, right? So she's a good soul. You're right, Adriana. Confirmation, Dawn Marie. This is what we're in this together, right? This is the whole game. That pain is not the end. Pain will intimidate you into thinking this is it. But here's the good news. The good news, and I don't want to sound cliche, but nearly all of us now have survived in this community, Yvonne. Nearly all of us have survived our worst days already. We're here today on April 28th, despite all the pain and the worst days we've had. Don't you see what that means to you? What is that telling you? You see, pain gives us a choice. Exactly right. And we're still standing. So pain, even the pain from narcissistic abuse that makes you feel like this is the end and I don't know what to do and I've been drained and everything has been siphoned from me, is just showing you how much. You remember there's a time when I was still unhealed, I used to be proud of myself for how much capacity I had for pain, the high threshold I had for pain. And on the surface, it sounds like a good thing, but that's how much pain I'd internalized. And I remember coming to that recognition when I said, well, that's not the thing to do, to be happy about how much pain you can internalize. But it's to be happy about how much pain I've overcome, not about how much capacity one has for pain. But that's just to make a small point to you, right? And Coach Eugenia, absolutely. You can just book a session on my website, innermileage.com, and let's talk, right? Just book a session there, free session, no cost to you, and let's just talk. You know, we're doing the work of the mother father, so this is what it is. Exactly, Dawn Marie. And it wasn't until I understood the difference between being resilient and being proud of how much pain I could tolerate that I began to shift from that mindset. Because pain is just information, just like happiness is information. Pain is just information, just like enjoying your favorite dessert is information. It's just information. And who is the witness of that information? Your consciousness. And where does your consciousness begin? With your awareness. Where does your awareness begin? With how mindful you are. Where does your mindfulness begin? With how aware you are and how present you are. And where does your presence begin? Your presence begins from realizing that there is no past or future, just the present moment. Yes, we have the past and the future in our matrix understanding, but truly the past and the future are all in the present, because the past was once a present, just like the future when it arrives will be a present. It's all a present in the presence of the present moment. You see, that's exactly it, blessed. The present is the gift because it is a present in the present, where you are present and have presence. The truth repels the toxic. It really does. So this is the whole point of everything you've been through and why you went through it. You see, this is why you went through everything you went through. You see. So what are you thinking about pain now? Do you think pain is your enemy, or are you beginning to see pain as your friend? Huh? Well, how do you view pain? Because the moment you begin to see pain as information, it no longer becomes this invisible thing that intimidates you. And you go deeper into your DNA and knowing your strength. Because pain was passing to you in your DNA, but the truth of who you are is also in your DNA. The truth of who you are is in your DNA. Just like the lies of who you are is stored in your junk DNA. And once you come to that understanding, that 144,000 junk DNA leads to your enlightenment. That's all it is. It's in your DNA. It's in your DNA. It's in your DNA. Eliwin, how do you view pain? How do I view pain? Information. Information for recorrection, course correction, for ascension. Brittany, it's a wake-up call. This is how I view pain. Whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, whatever kind of pain, because I use it. And I treat pain like exactly, K-Dot, I treat pain like a best friend. Hey, welcome. What do you got to show me? Because when you relate to pain with friendship, you remember when Gandhi was talking about the British, he said, let's see them off as friends when the British were leaving India. That's a mark of enlightenment. When you begin to look at pain as a friend, because if you cannot look at pain as a friend, you have no right in looking at joy the same way. Because if you're only comfortable being happy and thinking happiness is your friend, you should be able to look at pain the same way. Because pain and gain are two sides of the same coin. You see? So when you pay attention to pain, not to admire it, but to understand it and integrate it and ask it, what have you come to teach me? You don't ascend. And Kendrick said it. He said it. So folks, this is the message. Brett L.A. Bar, so true. I feel a depression or that low after trying to hang out with my ex-wife and my young kids. Next day I pay for it through pain and sadness. What is that telling you, Brett? That is telling you something, Brett. That is telling you something on a spiritual level, and only you can decode that. You see? Oh, Ascensionomics. Oh, you said it. You said it, Ascension. Even your name tells me everything. You're blending economic theory with spiritual truths. That's so powerful. Spiritual economics. This is what it's about. Pain is overeaten on Thanksgiving. You said it. You said it, Global. So this is the message, right? So pain is in your DNA to be transmitted out of your DNA. And when pain is transmitted out of your DNA, just like Kendrick is talking about, you get to a place of fearing no one. No one. No one. Not even your shadow self. No one. Fear no one. Fear no one. Not even your darkness. Fear no one. Fear no one. Fear no one. Fear no one. Nothing. God made the heavens. God made the sun. God made the devil. Don't judge no one. Keep going out there. Hustling daily. Surviving the darkness. And your soul must overcome. Salt, S-A-U-L-T, Salt from London. It's a collective. And they play soul music, but it's not just soul music, it's God's music. Let me put it, it's a mother father's music. So family, what wound is where the light enters? You said it. Paraphrasing Rumi. Liz from New York. S-A-U-L-T, salt. Don Marie, we're all helping each other, Don Marie. We're all in this together. So I just want to send you good energy, and I'm sending to myself too. I just want to send you the ability to transmute pain to power. And if I could be of help, book a free session on my website. Stay tuned for my upcoming masterclass on escaping narcissistic abuse, or you can take my course on narcissistic abuse, which you can find on my website at innermarriage.com. Unity consciousness everywhere. Just what you see, what you said, unity consciousness, ascensionomics is why I always say one love, because there's only one. Credit to the Rastafari, first man of Montego Bay, Rastafari Indigenous Village. We're all in this together. Fear no one, because you are the one, Neo. You are the one, Neo. You are the one. I am you. See you again on Wednesday. Jah love, Selassie. Yes. One love, 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 one love.